Ohio's in flames. I can't believe I only recently heard, but about 2 weeks ago, 50 train cars were derailed in East Palestine, Ohio. Turns out 20 of the 50 cars that were derailed were carrying toxic chemicals that spilled out into the surrounding environment. To prevent the chemicals from spreading, they did a 5-car burn-off, which created a borderline mushroom cloud, sent all of the chemicals airborne, and required an evacuation of East Palestine. To prevent backlash, Norfolk Southern, the train company, offered up $25,000 to the entire town of East Palestine, which equated to about $5 per person. They've since increased that amount to a $1,000 inconvenience check, but when some of those chemicals were vinyl chloride and hydrogen chloride, that hardly seems to cover it. Thousands of animals have already died as a result of the crash, and residents of East Palestine, now that they've returned to their homes, are still complaining about things like being able to smell the chemicals through a mask, and adverse reactions like dizziness. It turns out that the reason that the train derailed in the first place was because of an old wheel that should have been replaced a long time ago. What's interesting is that because most of the cargo wasn't hazardous material, by Ohio law, they weren't required to report the contents of the cargo they were carrying to Ohio, which is kind of preposterous. If we want to have a future on this planet as a species, we need to take our environmental and interpersonal responsibilities much more seriously.